no boundary. There is no start, middle, and finish here. It just exists because it is limitless, because it exists in an eternal way, and it exists through eternity. It is one big continuum as far as the soul being goes. The human experience expressed through this human form exists on this earth, which is a planet which is all about relationships. Now, when that congruence starts to happen between the soul being and the human form, there is a holographic expansion that takes place of whatever it is that you are vibrating. And this time, what you're vibrating is not received in terms of your conscious awareness of what you're vibrating. It is received in terms of your congruent presence, which is the limitlessness of the soul expressing itself through this exquisite frequency of the human form, which is the frequency of love. And the way that rising, so you literally rise to the limitless presence of the soul being. That's what takes place. I have been very specifically guided. So, people talk about light language and all these other different forms of languages. The guidance that I have been getting, the language training, if you like, or the linguistic training that I've been receiving, specifically during this extended lockdown period, is a cellular language, for this human form. And it's quite amazing. So it sounds like English. It's a little bit like a Babel fish, from that Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. It's like I communicate in English, and I communicate to someone who doesn't understand English. They're like yourselves, don't necessarily understand any language. Their language is a language of vibration. So they are receiving the vibe of every syllable, every alphabet, every tone that is coming out of the words that I'm uttering. Now, initially, it is getting you to be consciously aware that that is what is happening from me to you. But me sharing this from me to you is actually awakening an awareness and an understanding at a cellular level within you. So whatever it is that you communicate, your cells receive the vibration of that. So doing this work, bringing this work out into the world of this integration of the soul being with the human form, and uplifting both so that they have the amplifier energy of being love. Each cell, each nanocell in your body starts to vibrate that energy of love. And it is the highest frequency of love as the Creator intended. This is a way in which you create and you complete the triangle of the master co-creators of your life. And the master co-creators of your life, when they come together, aliveness is the norm. You become alive. And the master co-creators of your life are you in the human form, you as a soul being, and you as the creator within. So what we're going to do now is go into the human vibe chant. And this is a declaration for those of you who are new. This is a declaration from the soul to your human form. A very deep state of honoring of this human form, where the soul acknowledges itself as a human, receives itself as a human, and accepts itself as a human. Today, we are going to anchor the human in humanity. So we are going to say the words, I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I anchor the human in humanity. So we are actually now utilizing that expanded holographic presence of us, our being, so that it starts to percolate across humanity per se. And humanity as a clan has a vibe. And each human that makes up that clan has their own way in which they are being. By anchoring the human in humanity, we are literally bringing about a dissolving of the conflict across the clan of humanity. That makes it easier for a remembrance to return within each human that forms the clan of humanity to the vibration of love and to that eternal partnership between the soul, the human form, and the creator. So we're going to say these four phrases today. And from now on, take it on as, when you do it for yourself, and I know some of you have been doing the human vibe chant. When you do it for yourself, use these four phrases and do it at a pace where each one lands. By adding the fourth phrase, I anchor the human in humanity, we are exercising our choice to express ourselves as the creator. And we are literally, this is like the initiation of that partnership in the form of a union which has the vibration of our soul, the human, the soul, and the creator. So let's begin. Just ensure that you are comfortable and your back is rested. If you're sitting up, that is the best. You don't have to rest your back against a chair, but just feel as if it's rested. The base of your spine is connected to the core of the earth with a golden cord, which has the precious metal gold, the vibration of shungite, a meteor from 15 million years ago that combats all forms of negative energy, as well as the precious stone emerald. We also have the presence of ruby, the stillness of ruby, the monochromatic green light that opens up the heart chakra and accentuates the vibration of love from the emerald. The releasing of negative frequencies through shungite. And shungite, what it does is it doesn't just earth them, it literally takes them out of the orbit of the planet. And having your nervous system, your brain, and all the neurons that make up that nervous system of yours being beautifully fed with the presence of the precious metal gold. It's operating like a vacuum suction pump. You're going to begin from the top of your crown and work your way down in concentric circles, scanning all the way in between. So we begin with the front of your forehead, the back of your head, scan everything in between. And as you scan, I have activated, so whatever does no longer serves you, whatever energies no longer serve you, get released into the core of the earth. Front of your nose, the back of your head, everything in between. The front of your mouth, your jaw, your gums, the back of your head, everything in between. You may feel a bit of crackling, a readjustment of your gums, the readjustment of your jawbone even. In fact, the gums are nicely clenching towards the teeth. So the teeth are getting back into their space. Front of your neck, the back of your neck, everything in between. That brain stem, which is inflamed with the fright and flight syndrome, is just getting into a space of relaxation. The front of your chest, the back of your upper back, everything in between. The front of your waist, the back of your middle back, and everything in between. All the organs, the lymph nodes, the glandular system, the thyroid, the digestive system, the circulatory system, the respiratory system. You know, all of that is being just released. Any energies that no longer serve are being released. And those systems are returning to their innate vibration. The front of your stomach, the front of your abdomen, and the back of your lower back, and everything in between. The front of your of your thigh, the back of your thigh. The whole pelvic girdle, the abdominal cavity, the excretory system, the reproductive system. All of that is being recalibrated and being released into its own originating frequency as intended by the Creator. The front of your knee, the back of your knees, the front of your shin, the back of your calf muscles, the top of your ankles, the base of your heel, the top of your feet, the bottom of your feet, your toes, your arms, your fingertips. All of those are beautifully being released of any frequencies, any energy that are present there that no longer serve you. And you are solidly anchored, standing tall. You're going to get your three brains aligned, your mind brain, your heart brain, and your gut brain. Breathe into the count of 9, hold to the count of 4, breathe out to the count of 6. So breathe in 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's begin the declaration of the soul and its acknowledgement of the human form and coming together of them as one, joining forces with the Creator, initiating it, activating it, and invoking the power that arises from being so. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I anchor the human in humanity. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I anchor the human in humanity. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I anchor the human in humanity. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I anchor the human in humanity. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I anchor the human in humanity. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I anchor the human in humanity. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I anchor the human in humanity. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I anchor the human in humanity. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I anchor the human in humanity. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I anchor the human in humanity. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I anchor the human in humanity. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I anchor the human in humanity. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I anchor the human in humanity. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I anchor the human in humanity. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I anchor the human in humanity. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I anchor the human in humanity. I anchor myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I anchor the human in humanity. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I anchor the human in humanity. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I anchor the human in humanity. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I anchor the human in humanity. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I anchor the human in humanity. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I anchor the human in humanity. I acknowledge myself as the human. I receive myself as the human. I accept myself as a human. I anchor the human in humanity. Take your right hand and just put it over your heart. And your left hand just over your navel. In this position, you are for the first time acknowledging yourself as the creator of the aliveness that you bring about for yourself and your world. The navel is the connection to the sacral chakra, which is your identity, and your own I am frequency, which is the frequency of you being the creator. The heart anchors it in the now. Breathe into the count of 9, hold to the count of 4, breathe out to the count of 6. That is now going to bring you into a whole brain state. So at a conscious level, the release of conflict and dissolving of the trauma of separation gets anchored. Breathe in 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Your cells are receiving a beautiful flush of this golden light that is filled with the vibration of love, kindness, and compassion with every breath you take. And as you breathe out, you're breathing out gratitude and peace. Take your hands in front of your third eye, rub your palms against each other. Put them over your eyes. Take your hands on top of your crown, the back of your neck, very closely, like touching your neck and your shoulders, and very beautifully holding your arms as you do an energy sweep. Open your eyes. And as you share your completion words today, use the completion words in the chat to be the words that share your presence at this moment. And in you sharing your presence through these words, we are awakening a connection to the vibration of these words within every human that makes up the clan of humanity. So please go ahead and share that. And as you're sharing it, if you feel complete, the session is complete, you can leave. And as you know, as always, we will stay here until most of you are ready to depart in the vibe of what we are all present in. Om Shanti to the world, dynamic, heart, loving kindness, faithful, serenity. I am, wholeness, grounded, safe, presence, peaceful, precious life, warmth and love, grateful, love, awareness, gratitude, peace and harmony, still, oneness, safe, love, whole and complete, beauty, thankful, whole, grace, dignity, grace and dignity, light, peace, connection, golden, compassion, happy, loving, regenerative, whole person, whole system, heaven on earth, soul child, supportive, bright. And even as these words, I'm saying these words, just see that the vibration of these words, just touching and opening up a reawakening of the love frequency within each and every human that makes up the clan of humanity. Join us at the Thursday evening call, which is where we are talking about what's next. And our focus this time is coexistence. It's at 5:30 p.m. On Thursday, which is Pacific time, and 6 a.m. India time. It's about 1:30 in London, and I do know that some of you join it. Mary is there every week, and it's really wonderful. If any of you are interested in the present of Inspired Velocity on Tap, which is a program that we are announcing, just put it down in the chat. We will be in touch. Thank you so much for joining me. And I will see you either later on today or early morning tomorrow, wherever you are in whichever part of the world. And I'll certainly see you on Saturday. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.